Little blue check mark from several conservative accounts. As a result, some of that's being taken away. It wouldn't be the first time that conservatives were censored, though. So is it happening again, and where should the line be drawn? Here to weigh in is Independent Women's Forum Senior Policy Analyst Patricia Onwuka. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, are you verified? Do you have a check mark?
I am. I was verified about a month ago.
So what's the deal? Why are they taking this away from some people?
So they're under pressure right now. Last week, they verified the account of a white supremacist who organized the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. And so I think there's a lot of concern that check mark is Twitter verifying or supporting white supremacy. Now, Twitter has kind of distanced themselves from that position, saying that check mark is not as saying we support everything the person says or does, but that they are authenticating this is a real person, this is a person of interest that the public kind of knows.
Okay, so here's what Twitter has to say about it. We are conducting an initial review of verified accounts and will remove verification from accounts whose behavior does not fall within these new guidelines. We will continue to review and take action as we work towards a new program that we are proud of. And Patrice, I know that you've had this issue as well. It's just ironic, or it will be interesting to see as they move towards this policy who they choose to do this to and who they choose to not do this to, because right now it doesn't seem very even-keeled.
It isn't. So far they've suspended or they've removed those check marks from a couple of people on the alt-right, so to speak. And they've actually even deactivated the account of another white supremacist. The question is, how will they treat those who are on the far left, like those who have Antifa accounts? What the difference is right now is that they're saying they're going to start taking into account your offline activities or your off-Twitter activities. So if you're somebody who's saying you're inciting violence or engaging in behavior that's inconsistent with their community in another space, you could potentially lose that verification. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll lose your Twitter account, but it loses that endorsement. And whether they like it or not,
right,
that's a little bit dangerous, because I mean, who is deciding at Twitter who's doing the vetting, and are they biased towards the people that they're targeting?
Absolutely. Because Patrice, I know that you mentioned here, I mean, you've had some people harass you online. I know I've had people, I'm sure you can do a search of Twitter and still see it. Well, people, they just say horrible things. And ironically, when we're talking about harassment, it's women harassing other women as well, which is really disturbing.
Oh, I can show you tweets of people who've said, talked about my race, talked about my gender, and because I'm a conservative and I'm a Republican, they've been vicious. And unfortunately, I haven't seen kind of their response, Twitter's response to those types of people. So let's see if maybe they're going to follow through on this. I do think, though, that if they're going to commit to this practice, they've got to be even-keeled. They've got to they have to be unbiased, and they have to treat everybody equally.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if that happens. Patrice, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. Great insight.